What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after a great man, that being my pops. Shout out to my mother and my grandmother for helping raise me too. Please make sure you go follow at EMAC Stats for all your up-to-date high school, pro, and collegiate sports coverage. Will not disappoint. We'll keep you up to date on all that is going on in the beautiful, illustrious sports world. And this week is a very special week because since we already clinched the qualifiers last week for our 3-on-3 Olympic exhibition in Paris, um, we found out that there's a rule that if you qualify for the 3-on-3, you can have an alternate, and if you win 3-on-3, you can go on to the 4-on-4 and in the Olympics. So I said all that to say we have full strength, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a great episode. What is a podcast without your brethren?
Um, it is I, but yet a willing vessel. The surgical one. This shall be great.
It is the host with the most that blows the most smoke, Black Peace, the rap plug, the hip hop plug. You already know. Be sure to go check out Talk to Smoke from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your dope podcasts from. Let's run it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. It is I, the one and only Sedacious Xavier Miles. And on behalf of me and my brothers, we just want to say thank you so much for supporting us. Now, if your bills are on residual, but your money ain't, get at me. Let's go, bro.
I like that. If your bills is on residual. Before we get too far into the podcast, man, triple salute to all the fathers out there who listening to the podcast right now, man. Happy Father's Day to y'all. Hope y'all have a day that you want, whatever that may be. But yeah, man, triple salute to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day to my father. And as always, all praise to the Father. As- Yeah, man. So first up on the rundown, let's talk about these Lakers. So Coach Hurley from the UConn Huskies, prominent coach in college basketball, he turned down the offer to become the Lakers' new head coach. So now that puts the Lakers on a continuous search to find out who's going to be the next head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers to lead them to the mountaintop again, trying to secure a championship before the end of LeBron James's career. For the most part, I don't know why I want to call Coach Hurley in my brain. I want to call him Bob Marley. I don't know why. It's nothing to do with nothing. But with Coach Hurley being off the board, the only other, or I guess, name that's been seen consistently in the media is JJ Reddick. Former player, has the podcast Mind the Game with LeBron James, well respected throughout the league as an analyst, again, as a former player, and, with this relationship that he has, not just with LeBron James, but other players throughout the league. When it comes to the Lakers, my allegiance lies with the body of work we've seen Kobe Bryant put forth in his career, both during his playing days and after. And so for me, wearing Lakers memorabilia has more to do with paying homage to Kobe Bryant as opposed to my allegiance to the Los Angeles Lakers per se. However, with our podcast, if you've been following us for quite some time, I think it's fair to say, and they'll correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to ShineHard, Izzo, and Sedacious, they are diehard Lakers fans, I believe, even separate from Kobe Bryant. But some of that allegiance may have to do with the fact that, these are ride or die LeBron James fans.
First off, I'm cut from the Kobe lineage. That's
Okay.
why I'm a Lakers fan. It started off as a love-hate relationship back when I was 7 years old. Started off a diehard Allen Iverson fan. Bought an Allen Iverson football Reebok jersey. Took it in my third grade. Picture, why is this relevant? I'm glad you asked. Kobe Bryant religiously killed my Rockets every year in and year out, to the point to where I literally hated him. I did not like the fact that when in competition we had to go up against this infallible being, right? And I just come to love him after that, right? And I got on the right side of it, and been rocking ever since. So my allegiance is built off of the house that Kobe Bryant built.
Respect.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of fans who were Tracy McGrady fans first. And then
Yes.
Kobe just outworked Tracy McGrady. And just we had no choice.
Injuries. I wouldn't say outworked.
Well, I mean, they was neck and neck up until a
Who
certain point in time.
Kobe has deemed his toughest cover, toughest like person to have to guard.
Right. So yeah, you're right. So once injuries plagued Tracy McGrady, and he wasn't living up to what we thought he would be with Yao Ming, Kobe just kind of like at the same
Injuries
time
played Yao Ming too.
Erased all of that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Who's a Hall of Famer, so just imagine like what the numbers would have ended up being had he even.
As is T-Mac.
Right.
Shout out to
T-Mac. Yeah, man. Shout out to H-Time, man.
2 Hall of Famers, man. That T-Mac and Yao years, man, they gave some great first round exits over the years, man.
Some great first round exits.
Now, that's Steve Francis and Casino Mobley.
Y'all had some historical first and second round exits to the Utah Jazz and to the Lakers, man.
Bro, Steve Francis and Casino Mobley won one game. You swear to God, they won a championship in Houston.
Shout out to Steve Francis.
They got gentlemen swept, and we
legendary
love
backcourt. Legendary backcourt. Left hand sniper.
Yeah, man. But as it stands, regarding the present day Lakers with Dan Hurley no longer being a potential coaching candidate, where do y'all see this? How do y'all see this shaping out for the Los Angeles Lakers? Will JJ Reddick fill that position, or do y'all foresee somebody else taking on that role?
It's bad, man. I don't see anybody other than Hurley who would have made us championship caliber tomorrow, right? So with that being said, it just kind of looks bad, because even with the JJ Reddick hire, I don't trust that he has the acumen to go up against a Greg Popovich, and that's just for starters. And then we move into all of these different great coaches. I don't know. At this point, it's like LeBron should be player coach.
I mean, at this point, that's what it's getting to. Feel like LeBron, he should be the coach, in my opinion. I'll keep it short. It hasn't happened in years. Bill Russell was the last person I can think of that was a successful player coach with the Celtics. And I mean, why not? I feel like he's at the age. I feel like he's played the game long enough. And I feel like that would be a nice entryway if Bronny were to somehow be on the Lakers team with him. So.
I'm of sound mind and sound belief that Dan Hurley wasn't pushing the needle for the Lakers to be in contention for an NBA championship, because I'm not too sure that college success is predicated off a direct correlation to NBA success. Those are 18-year-old kids. These are 30-plus-year-old men. And I don't know if that same message resonates in the same strategic way you galvanize and get people to come together. I don't know if I'll take it back to the meme of Hurley and a player, hyping each other up after a win, and Hurley like kind of low key like slaps him in the face. If y'all remember that meme, was having a conversation with somebody about that actually earlier today, and bro, you do some shit like that to LeBron James, I don't know if you have a job tomorrow. So, it's just small, nuanced things like that you don't really think it's a big deal, but it's really a huge deal in regards to how you connect, with people. So, I don't know if Dan Hurley was the answer. I think it was a Hail Mary play that didn't work. And I do think it was a tad bit embarrassing, but, hopefully the Lakers can find somebody of, equal footing or stature that LeBron respects. And I know it's not about LeBron. I know it's not a LeBron hire, but as long as he's still there, I mean, you got to take him into account, for any decision that you make. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hurley
why
ain't
can't we
the
just
answer.
address the elephant in the room? Why can't it be about LeBron? That's what it's been about the last couple of years. Whoever stays or comes or goes, it's about LeBron James. Like, just address the elephant in the room. Let the man be. I was about to say, let him be the coach at this point. It's like
He's
he's
5
already
years
gonna
away from
hire
his
and
pension.
fire. So I guess that interfere with some money, basically. I mean, at this point, yeah, it'll mess with some money, I guess you could say so. But
Who the
I
Lakers need to
mean,
draft is Rob Dillingham. And I know that don't have anything to do with coaching search, but
well, with that being said, I do feel like JJ Reddick is the next best thing to LeBron James being the head coach, just from his inexperience of actually head coaching anybody, and LeBron, his relationship with LeBron. So you might as well have JJ be the head coach, because that's
you
like
don't
the next best thing to him being the coach without actually having the title and messing up his pension.
you don't think it's a nepotism there with him having a podcast with LeBron James and seeing how that would be perceived externally by other players? Like, man, coach do a podcast with Bron once a week. Like, he gonna get on there and talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see
This is still
in a
LeBron James.
I've thought about that dynamic, Izzo, but you can finish. I wanted to go after.
I just don't think in a perfect world, I don't care who you are, bro. That don't fly. Like, you can't be best friends with the coach to that extent to where you get money with the nigga off the court. You know what I mean? Y'all got it just
Magic
makes for
Johnson
a
did it
weird
with Bus.
dynamic in regards to like hierarchy of how authority is perceived. Because all it takes is for LeBron to blow off this nigga JJ Reddick one time as a peer, and then everybody else like, you don't respect JJ, like, man, this nigga too. You know what I mean? But that's how people think, right? Like, man, if he ain't doing it, I ain't gonna do it either.
And like
Right.
you say, with how close their relationship is perceived to be, you on the bench and you're not getting the minutes, and you like, is
I wonder if
JJ?
this whole Bron told his nigga
Yeah,
not to
like
put
is
me in.
JJ putting me on the bench or is this Braun benching me? Like I was.
I
Yeah,
mean, at the
from
end of the
that
day, that's what
perspective, it would
happened with
never
the
work.
Lakers. That's what happened with Lakers in the 80s. That's exactly what happened. Magic Johnson had a relationship with, owner Bus, and it got to a certain point where if he didn't like it, they go. And they won championships out of it. You know what I'm saying? It became a dynasty. And at the end of the day, like, this is no different. You have the same exact bloodline that's running this company. So it's just
I think
like,
it's a bit different because free agency was different back then. You looking at a time where Lakers came off a championship and then they got the #1 overall draft pick. There's no way in hell some shit like that happens in today's day and age, which I think was, again, a lot of stuff back in the golden ages of startup and leagues and stuff like that. You had a lot of BS going on like that. Teams that come off championships and somehow, some way, they end up with a #1 pick, right? I.e. the Lakers getting Michael Cooper and still having Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy, Magic Johnson, so on, et cetera, et cetera. But in the great words of Lil Wayne, okay, you're doing your thing. When things change.
I mean, but at the same time, though, like, it's LeBron James, man. That's the difference maker. That's what like you said, nobody else can do it, but I think he's the only one. No other player in the last 20 years has been able to do the power moves LeBron has done. Yeah, they may have, threw a little hissy fit and got maybe one or two players moved, but LeBron has moved whole game plans around. Like, he has had like numerous starting lineups when it comes to him and numerous teammates. Played with the whole league.
I think one of the
Off of his strength. Off of his strength, though.
One of the struggles I think that comes with finding a coach for LeBron is that GMs I don't know if you want to say take for granted how great LeBron is. And I say that meaning you feel like, just throw any coach in there. We got LeBron, like LeBron to figure the rest out. And I feel like that's how the coaching has like been as it relates
It's
to
selective.
Yeah, it's just like, we just need somebody to fill this position. Like, we won't necessarily go over and beyond to try to really like get a stout, well-renowned head coach, um, well experienced who has a great resume. We just gonna find somebody. Okay, you respected around the league. We'll give you a chance because you got LeBron. You got LeBron. You feel like as long as we got LeBron, the rest will figure itself out. And then when it doesn't necessarily figure itself out, you want to turn and point to the coach. And it's just like, had you did your due diligence in finding like,
Properly vetted this man.
probably vetted the guy and like made sure like he had what it took for the X's and O's and not just rested your lawns on the fact that we got LeBron James. You wouldn't necessarily you wouldn't see so many coaches, the high turnover rate with coaches who've tried to coach LeBron James. And even somebody who won a championship, and Frank Vogel, like he wasn't even safe. You would think a championship would give you some type of like pedigree or tenure, to where
I don't believe Vogel was bad, man. I really don't. Like, I think AD got lazy that year after they won it and came back and messed around and cost Vogel his job potentially. But I think the only way you can right this ship, go hire Mark Jackson. Go hire Mark Jackson. Go get somebody LeBron. Well, man, with all due respect, they would not hire Mark Jackson, and I forgot why. The comment he made during the finals about hitting Savannah out the park. Nah, I don't
Knock
want
that
nigga
out the
coaching
park.
me. He talking about hitting my wife out the park. No, nigga.
Respectfully.
You gotta respect the
Knock that out
game,
the
bro.
park, too.
You gotta respect the game. And
Speaking of softball, because she used to be a softball player.
Man.
But no, when I first heard like the full context, it made all the sense because I was just like, it's no way Mark Jackson was like that off the hinges.
But he was. With all due respect.
My boy said, with all due respect, I knocked that out the park too.
Softball, bro. One last note on this situation. No Lakers head coach has coached more than 3 years since the 2010-2011 season with Phil Jackson. So since Phil Jackson, there's been no coach that's coached the Lakers more than 3 years. And even in that, you talk about wanting some security as a coach thinking about taking that position. It's just like, I don't even trust that I'm gonna be around long enough to uproot my family, so on and so forth. But if they drop in the right bag, really matters not if they want to keep you, they want to let you go before your contract expires. They still got to cash you out. So yeah. NBA Finals. We're now going into Game 3 tomorrow on Wednesday as we shoot this podcast here on Tuesday. The Boston Celtics are up 2-0, but the series has taken a drastic change as Kristaps Porzingis has been game time decision or whatever, but he's not going to play Game 3. I think that's fair to say. Kristaps Porzingis not playing Game 3 with an injured ankle that he injured in Game 2. Obviously, having Porzingis, him being on the tear when he came back in Game 1, Boston Celtics going up 2-0. It would assume to be as great as they playing, this looks like a sweep in favor of Boston. But now Porzingis is out. With Porzingis being out in Game 3 and possibly the rest of the series, what is y'all's prediction now in terms of how this series could possibly finish? Does do the Mavs now have a fighting chance, or do y'all still see Boston to continue asserting the dominance that they showed in the past, the first two games at home?
They have a fighting chance of not getting swept. I definitely see it as a gentleman's sweep. You can see even when Chris Stapps was out of the game, I think with Al Horford starting the finals, very, very small, subtle, nuanced storyline, but man, Al Horford has played pretty good in these finals, man. He's been prepared for the moment, something he's been waiting on his whole career. He's like, but Izzo, he played against the Warriors back in 2022. That's correct, but different team, different matchup, different level of respect. It's something to be said after you've been there, and got your ass kicked, pretty thoroughly, and then you get back there, and it's something about not taking the moment for granted, right? Coming up to the call of serve. I think that energy alone with his veteran presence has really helped the Celtics front court, along with Tatum's strong rebounding. He hasn't been an efficient scorer by any means, but I definitely want to give him credit for not letting that get him down. Still been crashing the glass extremely hard. Hasn't been a liability on defense. Has definitely been, playing some good defense. And it's actually been setting up his teammates for success. Was one board shy of a triple-double the other game. And all it takes is for Tatum to come out and drop 40 in game 3 for him to be right back in the league for finals MVP. I think it's that simple. And Lord forbid if he come out and do it again game 4. I think you have a really strong case for Tatum winning finals MVP, which is a very large deviation off of the topic at hand, but it was a great segue and flow into it. But I definitely think the Mavs I don't think they have enough. And it's becoming glaringly obvious. Outside of Kyrie and Luka, if they aren't, firing on all cylinders, you kind of see them struggle to make pace when the Celtics make their runs within the game. Yes, they do fight back because Luka is just so great by himself. Kyrie has been okay at best in very small stretches, and that is a big stretch. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
I think the Mavericks win game 3. I'm worried about game 4. Because if they lose game 4, then I can't stick to my guns that they'll win.
They fried. If they go down 3-1, you ain't got LeBron James over there, buddy. You're done.
So, Kyrie still got to score 50. So I'm hoping that's game 2. I'm hoping that's game 4. And then game 3, the Mavericks win with team ball. And then game 4, Kyrie goes stupid. And we make it a series, and then there's still anybody's series. Sorry, they make it a series. I got money on this shit.
Okay, we got.
I put a bet in that the Mavs is gonna win the finals.
Oh, you went to Louisiana or something, or you?
No. I just bet with some friends.
Oh.
Yeah, niggas be betting that shit.
There's no, you're gonna be getting a call in about 6 days. Hey, bro, when they lose, you still gonna give me, right? You still tell me how you.
No, I mean, the way the games are playing out, people often forget that it is a home court advantage, despite what the score is. The Celtics have been wonderful, especially with Kristaps coming off the bench. They're not really messing up the starting lineup. What they've been rocking with throughout the playoffs has been successful. I do feel like Dallas is getting overlooked right now. Luka is playing great. Kyrie, I think, is just in a slump more than anything else. I think he'll be fine. I see him putting up over 25 points next game. I can smell that 50 ball coming up.
D put on him. Pause.
I don't think there's no pause around that. Sir. But
I'm just saying, like
moving
that's
on.
some good defense.
Moving forward.
Oh boy,
I'm just
YouTube
saying,
go.
bro.
Hey, YouTube go flag us for inappropriate content.
Hey man, if you go look at the analytics, bro, go look at when Drew Holiday and Derek White or primary defenders on Kyrie Irving, and go look at the numbers, man. I think it's I don't know. It's been tough for you,
I
boy.
think it's more than just that. I think it's a combination of being back in Boston, the hype of that. Also, of course, with the finals alone, then you have those two great defenders. You're playing against one of the best. You're playing against the best team in the regular season. It's a lot of pressure. Like it's not going to be easy for you to go in their house and just act like you just run the place. Now, especially with the last time you were there in the dramatic form, you stomped on their logo, and in a big stage. So like a lot of pressure on
He
it.
didn't
So
stomp, bro. I think that video was blown out of proportion. He literally went up to it and tapped it. He did not go
he
up there
insulted.
and monkey stomp.
Either way, it was an
An
insult.
insulting gesture, nonetheless.
Exactly. It don't matter how much or whatever.
No, man.
I just think it was a lot of
I don't
pressure,
know.
man. I think he won. It was a lot of it was mental. I think he goes back home. He feels comfortable. He's gonna ball out. Like I still smell that 50 ball coming up. Pause. And I do feel like,
Male 50
Kyrie
ball.
knows it.
Where's the ball?
Anyways. All right,
Yo,
you got me trigger happy. That's why. Now I do feel like his post game energy does show you that he's not worried. I don't think it's a front. I think he really believes, like, dude, it is what it is. It's a series. Not worried. We're going back home. I think the energy is real. So I'm definitely rocking with Kyrie to help them propel to the promised land.
So
So you got them winning 6 or 7 games?
Not 6. I'm not that confident, but I definitely will say in a 7-game series, yes. Especially with Kristaps Porzingis being injured, which was the primary question. I feel like that was their seal the deal with him being quote unquote healthy at the time. Now that he's injured, I just feel like that's the opening that the Mavericks needed, and
He's still playing,
time
though.
to kill. It's still blood. They still smell blood, and I think that's just enough. Just enough, knowing that he's not going to go out there and go ballistic like he did in game 1.
Tatum
Boston
ain't
is
even
also
went
really
off for
hostile.
25 plus yet, bro. So once
But
Tatum
Boston
wake
is
up,
really a hostile environment to play in. Like Boston don't
it
play.
is. TD Garden is hard. TD Garden is a tough place to play, but I think once Jason Tatum actually like pulls up to the party and like hops the court.
When has he ever
think
stepped out the club this whole season? We've been in the car chilling all year, sleep.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing could be said about Kyrie Irving in regards to this finals, because I really don't care about what you did in previous series. That has no bearings on us now. We're
True.
here now in an entirely different series. So if you haven't showed up yet,
the jury is out on you until you.
The jury is out on you, because then the conversation gets to sway. Well, damn,
Yep.
Bron was by your side,
Yep.
dropping 42
Yep.
and playing immaculate defense too,
It all comes
and
back.
dropping triple doubles. Was he the?
What
Thanos
say? What Thanos say to the Avengers? You couldn't live with your failures. And what did that bring you back to? Back to me.
The jury is very much out on your boy, man. And I'm a Kyrie fan, and I don't want to sound like I'm putting him down, but it's a cause to be extremely concerned, bro.
Nah, you're absolutely right. Izzo, through our developing partnership with the NBA and Respect the Game podcast, I just got the script
Whoa.
via email, and so the Mavericks are going to tie the series 2-2. The Mavericks are going to tie the series 2-2. And the Porzingis being out, I think, serves Dallas in this way. You could take take that attention that you were trying to devote to Porzingis, and now it could be scaled back and dispersed to whoever else may be like the hot hand Whereas it's like Drew going off, Porzingis going off, White going off, Brown going off. It's just like you just at this point you feel like your hands is tied behind your back and you're just hoping that they miss shots. So I think not having Porzingis puts them. You would like to believe that J Kidd, his coaching staff, will be put in a position to be able to scheme better defensively now that Porzingis is taken off the board for game 3. Being up 2-0, you have no reason to try to force Porzingis to play in game 3 at least. And so with the Kyrie, JD, what's going on?
Hey, baby.
Don't get on here trying to act cute. All right, now you left. All right, that's a bit. Nah, but yeah, I'm going to first, what I'm not going to do is overreact, because we've seen it all throughout the playoffs. You overreact after game 2, when Denver goes up 2-0, you think, oh, this is pretty much a wrap for the Timberwolves. Like, they might as well go ahead and hang it up. And you see how that transpired. So if I've learned anything this playoffs, and during the pod, this is just not to overreact. Boston did what they're supposed to do, protect the home court. The old saying goes, the series don't start until you lose a game at home. Luka is going to continue to play. Luka's going to continue to play great. I think Boston being able to win this game, Boston being able to be up 2-0 despite not having to send a lot of blicks at Luka and kind of just living with him going one-on-one and on taking the screens and getting the mismatches he wants. They're going to continue to play defense like that because they're up 2-0 and they figure, hey, we're just going to stick with what works. So
because they got the defenders to be able to handle that one-on-one matchup, because I believe what they're betting is, okay, Luka, you'll get your 30.
You're going to get your 30.
But nobody
we're staying
else.
home. Yeah, we're going to stay home.
Everybody else.
Right,
So
exactly.
you go off, you have fun. We'll go ahead and win, though.
Yeah, we'll get exactly. And so Kyrie is going to step up game 3. We won't even put that pressure on you, Kyrie, right now. It'll be a team win. I think you said it, Darnell. They'll be comfortable and settled in being at the crib, and they'll find a way to win game 3. As we've seen throughout the years, when you up 2-0 and you come into somebody else's house, that team that's down 2-0, they just naturally play with more desperation, especially if they're at the crib.
Incoming Tatum 30 ball.
Game 3 or 4 or just some
game 3. I game 3, I see him going for 35.
Okay,
to put his foot on their throat and be like, oh yeah, y'all thought y'all had some hope. I just showed up. Just watch what I say. It's gonna be a different game because we all know them Celtic games with Tatum come out with 18 in the first quarter because he 4 from 6 from 3, and then he end up with 28 in the first half, and you look up and they up 30. It could be potentially one of them.
So you got JT with a 30 ball and a dub, or you just calling a 30 ball?
30 piece with a dub, bro. 30 piece with a dub.
You got them going down 3-0.
Yeah, bro, this shit over.
Okay, I'm gonna go Dallas winning game 3, and as I'm gonna go with the others feeling comfortable at home and winning game 3, and then Kyrie gonna tie the series for game 4.
Small reason why. Because Maxi Kleber continues to get minutes, and for the life of me, I do not understand why. He is a liability on defense. His offense has been extremely spotty.
And it's not even been spotty. It's not been there at all.
It's been non-existent. He's just literally been on the floor for cardio. And for whatever reason, I don't know if Tim Hardaway Jr., J. Kidd wife, I don't know what's going on. But he refuses to play Tim Hardaway Jr.
And that's somebody will put up a fight to get
bro, why is Dante Exum in the game? Somebody who was just in the Euro League on Prize Picks board last year. I remember he was a Euro League player. Why is he getting more burn than Tim Hardaway Jr.? If I'm Tim Hardaway Jr.,
my honorable mention.
I am gone after this year, bro. Whether we win it or not, bro. J Kid, you ain't finna do this to me, bro. Because he's not that much of a liability on defense to where you saying he just gets no minutes. I don't understand that. So if Dallas keep doing that and y'all keep putting Maxi Kleber in thinking he's gonna give us 10 to 15 good minutes off the bench, he ain't.
He literally just running around out there on the court, and then in game one, he didn't even want to shoot the ball. He literally
And that's why I feel like the Mavs will lose because they wasn't doing that last series. So I don't know why Maxi Kleber is all of a sudden getting burned in the finals, thinking that there's some type of coaching guru change that's gonna trigger something. It will trigger a loss. Jason.
You feel like the stubbornness is gonna get the best of them.
Come on, bro. Why is he playing?
I feel
Fourth
that.
quarter screaming. Why the
Batum, why is Maxi Kleber in?
For real, bro. Like, honestly.
Yeah, man. Dallas gonna tie the series 4-4, but Izzo is saying otherwise. They're going down 0-3 tomorrow.
Damn, they gonna play 8 games?
I'm not even 2-2, my bad. You know, so we don't know.
Shakers, baby.
The best of the series, best of 9 now. Oh no, my bad. Thanks for catching that.
Hey, damn, these niggas just won't go away. Win both
Right.
games.
We won 4 of them.
Like commissioner just adding on games, ain't he? Oh man, all right.
Y'all play until they win.
Oh man, still talking about basketball, but moving over to the Olympics. Shortly after last week's episode, the Olympic roster came out for the women's basketball team, and Caitlin Clark was not on that roster. We'll just start it off by saying agree or disagree with the decision to leave her off the roster, and we'll unpack it from there.
Agree.
Thank you. Agree.
Why do y'all agree? I disagree.
I disagree.
Okay. Why do y'all agree to leave her off the roster?
ShineHard, you will take the lead.
So
I'm shocked.
it brings me back to the year 2009. 2008, 2009. The NCAA tournament is happening. March Madness is in the air. Steph Curry is coming off a 30-point game for Davidson. He's ripping and lighting the college basketball world on fire. Curry comes into the league as a lottery pick. Guess what we don't do when he first comes in the league? Off of his amazing college tenure, expertise, shooting prowess, the whole 9, we love it, right? Yeah. You're not ready for Team USA though yet. Your ankles are weak, you're small, you're a liability on defense. You're not who you're yet going to be. We recognize your talent, you're great, but you're not going to be a part of this team. And I think the same is being said about Caitlin Clark, and people are going into an uproar saying, wow, the WNBA finally has their golden goose, and they're just not going to put her out there. First off, this isn't a marketing ploy. We're trying to win a world championship. We're trying to win an Olympic gold medal. Caitlin Clark, from a holistic standpoint, being a basketball player on a professional level, there are other guards out there who are more well-rounded, who play way better defense, who are not liabilities on defense, who understand scheme and coverage a bit better than Caitlin Clark does at this particular moment in time. Do I believe Diana Taurasi should have made it on that team? Yeah. Did she get grandfathered in? Potentially so.
That's not her potential. She did.
She got grandfathered in, but we saying it like Diana Taurasi is a bum. Like, I think what we're missing is, in order for what I've saw so far in the WNBA season, for Caitlin Clark to be effective, bro, she needs a large volume of shots, and she needs the system to be quite literally designed around her. We can't do that for you in the USA Olympic basketball. We ain't got the time to scheme you up to hide you defensively, and we damn sure not about to revolve our offense around you, thinking you finna be the girl version of Steph Curry, and you not. You're not,
She not.
bro. No, she not. Is she like Steph Curry? Yeah, in the sense of she shoots a lot of like long range threes. She has a very quick release. She has a very consistent jump shot. Yes, bro, but just because Steph Curry ushered in this new wave of playing basketball from the perimeter does not mean that you're the girl version of Steph Curry and you deserve an automatic spot on the Olympic team, bro. I don't
What if
believe
she?
that's what that means.
What if Steph Curry wasn't even the Caitlin Clark of what he was doing?
That makes
That's what I'm
literally
trying
no
to.
sense because Steph Curry is Steph Curry. He started that whole movement. So I don't really
Right, but
understand where
what I'm
you're going
saying
with
is
that.
Steph Curry didn't achieve nearly as much as Caitlin Clark did in college.
What did hold on? What did Caitlin Clark achieve in college? She didn't win no title.
Okay, let's just
So
start
she
here.
so she's
Okay. She has the most points, men or women, in college basketball history. Let's
okay.
just start there. We want to just like,
And okay, so wow, you got the most points in NCAA history. What has that equated to?
She just
bro,
got in the league.
Don't wait. No, you no. You haven't won. You have a lot of stats, which is great. Yeah, you can say you've been on some winning teams. Yeah, but you didn't ultimately get the job done. And again, those teams that she were on, quite literally, they were constructed solely around her. And what I'm saying is, for Team USA, we are not building the ideal squad for Caitlin Clark. We're building the ideal basketball team to go out and dominate a World Cup,
okay, so nothing you said.
offensively and defensively.
Yeah, nothing you said was wrong in terms of like, hey, like we're not just to go out of our way to build this team around you. The mission at hand isn't to put Caitlin Clark on the team and make it all about her. The mission at
Right.
hand, right? The mission at hand for the WNBA, though people are going to argue and say the two don't necessarily have to do with the other in terms of the decision making. This is about growing the fucking WNBA.
Now that from that vantage point, I would agree with you. From if you want eyes on the WNBA and you want it to go to that next level, I think from a viewership standpoint, it behooves you to just have her out there to show face and to just have her parading her out there essentially like a pet around the
And
globe. Like, hey, come be
but
in the
here's the thing,
WNBA.
and even more on that is she's coming off the bench. Let's just start there. She's coming off the
Yeah,
bench.
for sure.
One, two. I believe right now the women's basketball team are currently tied for the most consecutive gold medals for men or women, most consecutive gold medals for the women's basketball team, which would say they've been hella dominant the past 2 decades because they're en route to win their eighth gold medal. So there should be no true fear or scare that there's somebody out there that's going to beat us so bad to the point where we can't take the risk to pick up Caitlin Clark. I would say y'all gonna beat half the teams by 30 or 40. And in that stretch, let's give Caitlin Clark the floor the last 4 quarters for her to go hit threes and bombs away. Apart from that, let me tell you what's about to happen if they don't end up putting her on the team. This is what's gonna happen, and people ain't talking about this forecast. So right now, the first month is out the way of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark been doing numbers. It's been great. She's been great despite the gauntlet that she's been considering the gauntlet that they've sent her through. She's been great, right? Here's what about to happen. The NBA Finals is here. That coverage is building. We've already known since the Big Three era in the offseason. The offseason moves is a whole drama-filled session of media coverage by itself. The eight is not like the Fever or winning games. So you're about to go into the NBA final, we're here with the NBA finals. NBA finals happen, that coverage happens. That coverage takes precedent over you going into like the middle muddy waters of the WNBA season. Then you go into the Olympics, and when the Olympics start, not all the players, it's not like all the players obviously all the players in the WNBA playing the Olympics, but when the Olympics come, the WNBA goes on a break. And they not playing for like the duration of the Olympics. So now you don't even have coverage. You don't even have coverage on the WNBA no more once they go on break. But what could potentially keep eyes on the WNBA if you got Caitlin Clark playing in the Olympics? Because what happens? You got Caitlin Clark on the team. Your casual fans and your Caitlin Clark fans are going to keep their eyes on the Olympics, and Caitlin Clark may be able to build up a fan base in the Olympics that's going to trail back with her once the second half of the WNBA season starts. But if she's not on the team, you dead all your momentum of coverage, and then you're dealing with the NBA offseason. Then you're dealing with the NFL spring and training camp, and then you dealing with the NFL season being upstarted.
Oktoberfest.
October.
Like, we definitely ain't gonna be talking about you like that on this part.
But
like, so it's just like though, you like not having her on the team and not paying attention to the optics to truly try to grow the game, which is what it says on the website or whatever for
mission statement. Yeah.
It's like you missing out
women
on
tearing each other down.
And here's the thing: people, because you're not putting on the team, the world is going to have zero sympathy for y'all once y'all go back to saying we're not getting the viewership or whatever the case may be. It's going to happen. They're going to follow the protocol on the coverage, bro. It's going to happen.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, like, it's going to fall back to the natural order. Nobody said that the WNBA was going to take over anything, and it never, I was going to say it never will, but it's a hard uphill battle. I said I won't. I'm playing. But the NBA has its power. The NFL has its power. The MLB has its power. Even the soccer leagues have their power. Everybody has their own respective power. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it is known that the time that the WNBA is up, it's like on a little bit somewhat of a downward spiral, kind of coasting with the MLB season. But it's like it's gonna be in its natural order.
No,
and I feel like also at the same time though, yeah, think about it. Caitlin has been playing the most basketball games a female has probably ever played ever, as far as games.
Yeah,
and you continue into the
games this season,
and then you add on traveling, and then you add on like she's getting adjusted to one league. Now you're just to a whole different league. I'm like, I don't think it's fair for her, honestly. People saying, "Oh, she don't deserve." Like, no, dude, like. She's already getting bullied here. Like now, you got to trust the same people that have been bullying you all season. You expect them to trust you within so much time. That's how I look at it. I'm like, hey man,
I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, but Caitlin Clark, she's like a hooper. Like she's been proving it. Like she wants to, she's not backing down. And here's another thing too, bro. If Caitlin Clark's supposed to be the face of the league, you miss out on the opportunity being able to put her around.
I don't think she's the face of the league. I think it's been a national push to try and make her the face of the league because it was like, oh my God, a women player that's actually this good. We need to make her XYZ 1, 2, 3. Like, again, bro, like we have a player in the WNBA right now that's coming off back-to-back titles, back-to-back MVPs and defensive player of the year. I know, but hold on where I'm going with it, though.
No, okay. My bad for stopping your wisdom. Go ahead.
So we got all that going, right? Nobody cares, right? Because we haven't seen dominance like this since Maya Moore, right or wrong. The stretch odds is currently on. And Maya Moore was how she was tracking. Maya Moore would have very well went down as low-key the Michael Jordan of WNBA. How she was tracking, in my personal opinion. So if the marketing hasn't been spewed towards that, and I get it. Caitlin Clark's shorter, not the best athlete. It's more like the American dream feel, right? God, Caitlin Clark can do it with hard work and, just an immaculate skill set. And y'all know another factor in there, but we won't say it. But You know, they've been clamoring for one of their own to be, and rightfully so,
And I
right?
think
Like,
that's
I'm
why
not
okay, go ahead, bro.
and you, I mean, if you want to beat me to it, that's perfectly fine. But I think, I definitely think it has a lot more to do with the optics and politics of it, as opposed to we're trying to just do what's best for the league. And I think what they think is best for the league is to have somebody spearheading it, you know, who models the consumer that is spending the dollar with the league. And I'll leave it there.
I won't say you. I'm gonna let you go. So I just want to put this in. I wouldn't contest what you're saying, but what I will say is that like Caitlin Clark game is like worthy of like all the attention and notoriety.
It is. I would agree. But again, you look at the Indiana Fever, bro. That team is set up for, and poor Nyla Smith. She was like a top 5 pick. Was supposed to be
Leah
this.
Boston.
Like, bro, like we just gonna say, because what happens is we put all this attention on Kaylin. Oh, we need to make the team about Kaylin. We need to make the team more Kaylin friendly. You stomp the development of your other young star players who you're counting on to contribute at a level that Caitlin Clark needs. Because as great as Caitlin Clark is, people want to talk about Steph Curry. Bro, Steph Curry had a Draymond Green that was drafted to go alongside him to steer that ship in order to do all of the dirty work, to play defense, to set people up, to put the team in position to be the emotional leader. You need people, for as much as people want to talk about the Steph Curry comparison, you need some other Steph Curry chess pieces on the board in order to even begin to cultivate that type of winning structure. So it would behoove the Fever, and I know we this is an Olympic-based question, but in terms of getting Caitlin to that next level to where her being on the Olympic team is a no-brainer, I think it behooves the Fever. First off, go get you a coach that can actually coach, because whoever that is ain't it. You need like a Becky Hammond coaching Caitlin Clark in order to see fit, see player personnel and be like, okay, you need this type of player around you. You also need this. Because again, you don't play defense to a great extent. You don't have the physical tools to do so. That's fine. Steph Curry doesn't either. We need to put pieces around you that can, in order to help bolster you, to put you in a limelight, in an early successful light, to where it does shine greatly on the WNBA, and then it translates into the other leagues that you will venture off into because of your WNBA prowess. I don't think you deserve to be on the team right now, and I don't. But you know what? But from a marketing standpoint, you need her out there in order to grow the league. So is the WNBA dropping the ball from that perspective? Sure. Because what'll happen is if she plays 12 minutes a game, why aren't y'all playing Caitlin more? Y'all beating the teams by 40. Why can't she play?
And that's what I'm saying too. It's like, what's the point? Like, plus she played so many games this year. It's like, give her a break. Like, I don't think it's even like a shot. A shot. It's like she's learning so much and going through so much. How much productivity and how much you really want out of her. Like, she has a whole career that you can like milk out of her.
But
Like,
she's not
But
asking for a break though. Why she's chasing greatness? So let her continue to chase greatness. If this is anything other than she's not a good basketball player, if this is something, if this decision was made on something other than she's not a good enough basketball player, I don't want to hear this. But actually, it's my take. Hold on, real quick. Although Anthony Davis made a now rare appearance by a college player on a U.S. Olympic team, he never had any chance of matching the accomplishments of the best college stars ever to wear that uniform. It should come as no surprise that one of those standouts was a North Carolina junior named Michael Jordan. The Chicago Bulls draftee posted one of the top scoring performances in Team USA record books. I'm gonna just give you some more notable college players who was on Team Olympics. Huh?
So Caitlin Clark is Michael Jordan, as you tell me.
Hold on, okay. So we have
Arguably.
Wayman at number 13. We have Wayman Tisdale.
What?
Right. At number 12, we have Leon Wood. At number 11, we have Jim Brewer. At number 10, we have Jerry Lucas. At number 9, we have Patrick Ewing. At number 8, we have Scott May. At number 7, we have Spencer Haywood.
Let me ask you this.
You do realize that
Oscar Robertson.
Oscar Robertson, for your money,
Bill
though.
Russell.
I'm just saying.
It happens before the season starts.
For your money, though, let me ask you
David
a question.
Robinson.
The Anthony Davis exception. I want to hang out on the Anthony Davis pick for Team USA. In Anthony Davis's tenure in Kentucky, what did he go to Kentucky and do and give John Calipari what he so longed after? What did he get accomplished in college basketball? Do you mind?
The most points ever scored by a man and a woman in college history.
I asked you what Anthony Davis did. Not Michael Jordan. I'm talking about Anthony. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just spoil it. Anthony Davis won a championship collegiately in college, being a defensive anchor and an offensive juggernaut.
So we
with
going
the
off
size and the hold on. His impact on winning and being that of his height and his athletic ability and his prowess defensively, quite literally earned him a spot on U.S. Olympics, not because he earned it, but because he put himself in such a position to where he did earn it. But even still, he was left off Team USA. The only reason he got put on Team USA that year is because Blake Griffin got hurt, if you remember. Blake Griffin got hurt in the qualifiers and was not able to go. So they made the call last minute. AD, Blake went down. Can you step a course? That's how that went. And Anthony Davis was a champion coming out of college. First overall pick, just like Caitlin. And he had to be a second call up in order to make the Olympic team. Nobody's in an uproar over that.
The finite difference in talking about the men's team and talking about the women's team. The men was never in a position where they needed marketability and viewership.
That's a different aspect to this. That's a different aspect. That's another reason why
it
shouldn't have been
it's
left
the main.
off.
I think it's the main aspect because if we're talking just based off fit, skill, scheme, not now. Hey, Caitlin, love you, but would I have put her over? I don't know if I would have put her over Diana Taurasi, bro. We need the leadership. We you know what I mean?
It feels like since Diana Taurasi was on, Caitlin Clark was left off.
I mean, but check this out though. Like in terms of like rookies, Diana Taurasi, Rebecca Lobo, Brianna Stewart, all rookies and was all on the Olympic team when they was rookies. So like having a rookie on your team isn't like unheard of as it relates to
it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's a different league though.
Yes, a different
Thank you.
But right now, our women are so great, they are not threatened to lose the gold Olympic medal.
Okay.
What is
put her on there anyway, grow the league,
that's
what's
most important. That's what's
Y'all
most
taking
important.
A break anyway.
The women that we have, their fans are grandfathered in. Diana Taurasi called me crazy. I don't think she's developing any new.
You're right. They grandfathered in. Nah. They about to be on AARP. They about to be on bed wipes.
So it's just like we need somebody like
Kelsey Plum getting up there, bro.
Who's the #1 cash cow to come on. But even let's forget the viewership. Let's forget like the viewership, right? Talking about these players currently who are grandfathered in, they're going to be retired or like not in their prime in the next 5 to 6 years. Caitlin Clark is presumed to be the next face of the league, not currently, but the next. And if that's the case, you want to have her around superstars, future Hall of Famers to be able to learn from them, develop from them. That she don't have them on her team. So to have her to be around them during the Olympic runs, that would benefit and help develop Caitlin all the more. You talk about the game being tough. You talk about the Olympics a lot tougher. Put her in that fire like y'all did with the WNBA and let her keep developing and getting better. Darnell, you said, hey, it's tough, or like she gonna be on the bench, people gonna be getting mad. I mean, you brought up the point about like, running her in the dirt and it being a lot of games. She not gonna be getting a lot of minutes no way. So just allow her to go. Use it as an internship. Let her go on the internship and learn.
But her ego's too big. When if she's not gonna accept that?
Bro, Caitlin Clark would accept that, bro. You mean to tell me?
When she accepted it?
You mean to tell me if you had the chance to go be around a Kobe
She
Bryant,
don't care.
LeBron James, or
Yes.
Melo, you wouldn't want to do it because you're not really gonna play like that?
She don't care. She has no bro. She don't care.
What is it that she doesn't care about, bro? Because I feel like this. I feel like all the beef happens in the Olympics. Magic Johnson said when the league knew, not the league, when the NBA players knew that Michael Jordan was taking the torch, was when Michael's team went up against Magic's team, and Michael was like, hey, yo, it's my league now, the Magic. Also, once Michael gained control of the Olympics, he left Isaiah Thomas off. So we know all the beef happens in the Olympics. When we see them together in the Olympics having camaraderie, we really believe that they don't take this NBA shit serious because they get together every 4 years. And
so basically what you're saying is Taraji went behind closed doors and was like, I don't want that young fuck nowhere near us.
Oh, come
She
on,
don't deserve
absolutely.
it.
I agree with
You
that.
think the
I think
right
no, I don't
proverbial
think that
crab in the
happened.
bucket mentality has prevailed in regards to the picking of the
I think the
WNBA Olympic team.
I think the selection committee had to make a point to not make sure like they disrespected their current players that they have had over the years. Because we ain't even brought up the fact that Chelsea Gray ain't even played yet this year. So it's like, why is she like,
Okay, so question. If Chelsea Gray is healthy, does Caitlin Clark deserve
No. She don't get it over
Gray?
Chelsea Gray. She's starting and she ultimate floor general. Like, no, I'm just saying from an optics standpoint.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
And I'm done.
All right, go ahead.
If Skylar Diggins had not gotten pregnant, had she not taken years some change off away from the league, on the run that she was on, averaging close to 18-6, does Skylar Diggins in her prime not get the nod over Caitlin Clark?
Yes, she would, bro.
Okay, I'm just asking. Just asking.
No, for the people listening to us,
why are you asking?
I am not debating for Caitlin Clark to be picked over these women based on a basketball X's and O's court perspective. It is biblical for the
I'm asking from a growing the game perspective, a respecting the game perspective, and a simple perspective of, have we not had other elite WNBA talent come into the league? I asked the question, what sets Caitlin apart? And one could argue it's the Steph Curry-like range, Isaac. It's the fact that she scored an abundance of points through the collegiate ranks, and it's taken the world by storm. I say, you know what? To that, all I say, you're absolutely right and it's true. But you know what I think? I think at our core here in America, I just think it comes down to about one or two things. And it ain't right. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I feel like, I'm just saying, I feel like, I don't know, man. Hey, shout out to Caitlin Clark. She's a great player. I think she should be on the Olympic team. I think she should have a spot coming off the bench, whether I ain't gonna lie, as a spark plug off the bench, I love Caitlin Clark in about 10, 12 minutes a game.
Bro, I can see her just, again.
10 to 12, just 10 to 12.
Like 10, that's all, bro. Like,
that's all we need.
But here's the other thing, too. Like, there's, like, when you got veteran players, like, that are on the team and, like, Diana Taurasi's, they're going to be on the bench. If they up 30, ice on the knees, I ain't trying to go back in. Send the young one out there. Like, go figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. It's more for the WNBA.
I really feel like this could have been a time where the WNBA could have been welcoming. And I feel like they took another opportunity to do what they doing, bro. I ain't never seen hate on a level this way, like a whole organization. It's
Make
just
her earn it.
Make her earn it.
Period. Every little bit. It'll make her greatness that much more better. Period. Don't give her a dang
Oh,
thing.
we
At the
starting
end
her
of the day,
villain
man,
arc? I hope so.
why
because I hope
not?
it's
Why?
like
That will
let's
make
start
the
her
that will
villain
make
arc.
the
It
league that much more
don't feel
better.
like tough
It's
love,
gonna
bro.
build
Why
character,
not?
man.
It
It's
don't
gonna
feel
build
like
character.
a character
That's
building.
all
Hey,
I'm
It
check
don't
saying.
this
feel
out
like a
though. Check
character
this
building.
out though.
Oftentimes when you're
You
building
know those
character, it
speeches are
doesn't
gonna be
feel
like.
like that.
You know
All
the
right,
speeches are
so
gonna be like if she win championship the year after next.
I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. So, if you hadn't heard from the last podcast, I'll say it again real quick. First 20 home games of last year, or all of their home games last year combined, the Fever had a total of 81,000 fans. Through their first 5 home games this season, they had 82,000 fans. And the only difference in that was Caitlin Clark was on the team compared to last year. Move that stat out the way. The top 4 most watched WNBA games in the past 20 years have all had Caitlin Clark in them. Numbers don't lie. The common denominator in all those games is Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. And so you do with the information.
Let's leave off the Indiana Fever part.
Well, just for the sake of respecting everybody, because
We
she's
can
a part
definitely
of
do
the
that.
team. But but
Because the
yeah,
Indiana Fever ain't shit.
with those numbers again, right now, at the current state of the WNBA is not about us being in fear of y'all losing, because we believe all of y'all combined are going to bring home the 8th straight gold medal. It's about growing the game, and the best person to use to do that currently as it stands is Caitlin Clark, and that's why she needs to be on this team, with respect to everybody who's paved the way and brought the fans that we already have in the WNBA, man. So yeah. Yeah. This is really good content. I was going to talk about Bill O'Brien. I don't know if y'all saying I didn't.
Oh yeah, man. Let's leave that bum off this pod.
All
I'm
right,
talking
we
about
gonna
that nigga. Yeah,
yeah.
we ain't. I don't want to talk about the poll. He told. Yeah, to be
Yeah.
honest, I really shouldn't. Yeah, nigga, everybody named mama.
We've been knew that. Yeah.
You
All
bum
right.
ass nigga. You gets no play on this pod.
I didn't put it on the rundown. But is there? Well, yeah. Even apart from
Fired
that,
up.
round of applause. Cue round of applause. Now, our brother ShineHard Izzo, being true to the game with the surgical picks, a legendary weekend, back to back 2 6 picks or 3 6 picks and all in one day. Some y'all probably wish that only y'all could do, but nonetheless,
That's tough.
nonetheless, our brother ShineHard Izzo did it. Now I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, well, damn, if it's that sweet, like why we ain't been getting picks? Hey, we're gonna develop a system to where you can get a hold of ShineHard Izzo's picks. So y'all can see.
Hey, can we start a poll right here? So, yeah, if I started off as a caper and I started the Discord, would you all tune in and want picks dropped on a daily basis? Tap in, leave a comment below. Let us know if that's something that you'd be interested in. I am the surgical general along with Rasta Diamond. Been doing this for a minute, man, and take the craft serious. But let us know if you definitely be interested in it. We can provide a medium to where you all can get these picks in real time and grow your bankroll from episode to episode.
True indeed, man. Before we sign out, Izzo, I don't know if the books put the Celtics lines back out there since the Porzingis news, but with Porzingis potentially being off of Game 3, is there any insight you could provide the listeners in terms of like a potential bet to be on the lookout for with the news about Porzingis being out for Game 3 and potentially Game 4?
Look out for Horford 3 attempts. A lot of corner threes. Especially if Jason Tatum is on offensively, I think he will draw a crowd when driving into the lane. Celtics do a great job of playing 5 out because they can space the 5 out because 9 times out of 10 they have Horford or KP there who can stretch the floor. So be on the lookout for Al Horford 3-point attempts if they have it on the board. And then also something, they probably have Drew Holiday's assists. Down at 4.5, they've been playing Drew Holiday in the dunker spot. I think Joe Mazzulla has actually listened to some Respect the Game podcasts because since the 2022 season, he's actually learning how to make in-game adjustments. And but I just think a Drew Holiday 4.5 assist line is just way too low. I also like Derek White's assist line at 4 assists, I believe, which is stealing. Those are 3 potential props to look out. Al Horford 3-point attempts, Drew Holiday, and Derek White assists. With a special consideration for Tatum's rebound and assists again, which has just been a system play throughout the entirety of the playoffs. They play Jason Tatum at the 4. Great rebounding. She's truly a small forward, but just a great rebounder on the wing, and that help side defender for a lot of potential assists that he's racking up. Makes him a great candidate for rebounds and assists as well. So you got those to be on the lookout for. And I know those are all Celtics players, and you have to have another team in them and another just no-brainer play. Kyrie, I just bet the points over. If he ain't doing the game 3, he just ain't never going to do it. So you would think he would wake up to get you at least 23. At least.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what you call a great episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all go follow us. You can find all of our social handles down in the description. Love you, beautiful people. Don't take you listening to us for granted. We will see you next week.